Bruh. Aries season 2025 activated a whole new you. How could it not impact all of your relationships? Professional, romantic, familial, platonic. How could it not? You are showing up as a very different version of yourself. So you're going to be getting and giving a very different version of yourself and other people, and whatever happens, you can handle it, right? Like, you got this, right? You were built for this, born for this, right? No matter if it goes in your favor or the way that you wanted, it's all happening for you. Everything that you're experiencing is preparing you for what you keep asking God for what you keep asking the universe for. You keep talking to the God of your understanding and you're like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I need. And then we can't get mad when things shift around. But it's that hindsight, though. That hindsight that I've realized is such a gracious teacher, a beautiful professor, a wonderful fucking friend. Hindsight. And I feel like that's why these retrogrades had to go back into Pisces. That's what this like planetary pileup in Pisces, I feel like, has given us. Hindsight. What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for this full moon in Libra 2025. Hydrate, light it if you need it. I'm ready to dive in, so let's create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors. Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Libra 2025. There's just something, even in this very moment, I was like, whoa, I'm starting to feel like myself again, starting to come back into myself. All I needed was a little sunshine, 10 days in Nicaragua, and coming back home to actual spring. The difference the sun will make, especially if you're melanated, you probably need more sun. You probably need to be outside more. For those of you who are in, non-tropical areas, at least, I still like, nothing short of God got me into Salt Lake City, Utah. Nothing short of the divine got my ass here. I have been a Florida girl my whole life. Tropical sun, hot heat, fucking, I love being hot. And granted, there's nowhere else I want to be late spring and summer. Salt Lake City, high altitude desert is fucking tits. But the way that the fall and winter have been set up the last like 5 years, your girl's looking for an escape. Anyway, so if you live somewhere tropical and warm all year round and, like late October, November through May, you trying to hang out and kick it with your girl, holler. Anyway, so back to the order. Full moons are periods of release. This is very let go, let God vibes. This is a season of receiving the harvest of what was planted in the new moon. The new moon is when you plant seeds. The new moon is when you like set intentions, and those seeds that were planted in the new moon start to germinate or break through the soil in the full moon. And so there is this release of the wanting, the desire, and really basking in the reality of what you planted, what you watered, what you nurtured. And you may find that it's not the result that you want, it's not the harvest that you wanted. But that hindsight is going to show you why this is your harvest. Libra is the sign of I balance. Libra is all things relationships. When it comes to Libra, we're talking about the other. You know, Libra is a sign of judgment. They're a sign of discernment. They're a sign of fairness, and there's something that needs to be released. I put my notes say an old balance, an old relationship dynamic, old relationship roles, old outlooks on relationships. Your relationship to yourself is shedding. New year, new me equals new year, new we. And this was the last eclipse on that Aries Libra cycle, or Aries Libra axis, excuse me. And so we have gotten a fucking belly full of lessons in regards to the me versus we wounds. Understanding, I say it all the time, there is no healthy we without a healthy me, Libra, Aries. There is no healthy interdependence, Libra, without healthy independence, Aries. And so they go hand in hand. You know, when we go into Taurus season, we're going to be on the I have, I desire axis. But first, before you have and desire and all that stuff, you got to figure out what is going on in your consciousness, and what's going on with how your consciousness interacts and attracts the company that you keep. So this full moon in Libra happens on April 12th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 8:22 p.m. Eastern time, 7:22 p.m. Central time, 6:22 p.m. Mountain time, and 5:22 p.m. Pacific. And it's happening at 23 degrees Libra. And you know and as I was shuffling, I put the deck down, and the King of Swords was on the bottom of the deck with the Two of Swords. Then the Five of Swords. Ooh. So this is definitely about, there's some stuff coming up, especially if you have Libra placements. Some of you may be noticing just how you've been too rigid, or you've let so much, you've let your desire to cling to knowledge and to have things make sense, how it may have betrayed you, or may have cost you something that means a lot to you, or is costing you something that means a lot to you. There could just be this unnecessarily hyper prioritization of logic, of sense, when there's way too much emotion in the background. Look at all this water in the background, the water in the background. There's this, like, your creativity, your emotions may be too much of a priority. Some of us have been overthinking, have been talking ourselves out of stuff, have been staying in situations like lying our way through some stuff, when the divine is trying to say, hey, this overthinking, or this insecurities, or this drama that this Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius is bringing up has fucked with your self-worth for way too long. Fucked with your self-care, or it's diminished your self-worth. It's kept you from going, or it's kept you in your comfort zone. It's kept you from pursuing your dreams. It's kept you off balance for too long. It's kept you in this place of lack or scarcity mentality. And Libra is coming in to rectify that. Light will be shown on the ways that we have imprisoned ourselves, especially when it comes to love, relationships, and soulmate, soul ties. There's all this childhood stuff that's coming up. All this childhood stuff is coming up because we've got to confront how we really feel about commitment, how we really feel about our morals, our integrity, our standards. And ultimately, the divine is trying to get us out of a situation that we know we shouldn't be in anymore, get us out of a mindset that we know we shouldn't be in anymore, get us out of a heart space that we know we shouldn't be in anymore, and turning our back on the bullshit and going towards harmony. But the divine will, if need be, put you in positions where you're moving towards realizing, damn, this is humiliating. This is embarrassing. There's guilt here. There's shame here that needs to be uprooted so that I can initiate a brand new cycle in the realm of my self-worth, which will initiate a brand new cycle in my family and my friends, and will initiate a brand new cycle in how much money I attract to myself. Okay, I guess we needed that message first before we got to the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. You know, I love this book. If you would like to read it for yourself, you can just search on the internets for just search Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale, and you can go in there and read. You can like select the 23rd degree of Libra and read this. All right, Elias Lonsdale's description of the 23rd degree of Libra is a tremendous boulder hovering over the ocean. That's really fucking interesting. For those of you who, if you know, you know, my Jumbo and I have this thing around since we started seeing each other. He's like, you let me be the rock and you are free to be the ocean. And so there's something there about around finding that balance, the rock and the ocean, and finding someone that it feels safe to crash into, not feeling judged for crashing out, not feeling anyway. All right, a tremendous boulder hovering over the ocean. I feel like that gets brought up because some of you need to be honest with yourself around that. That's what you need. You need somebody that makes you feel safe in your feminine energy or your masculine energy, whichever one you want to predominantly be in. If you're trying to be in soft girl life, soft era, then you don't need to be with someone that does not make you feel safe to be soft. All right. A tremendous boulder hovering over the ocean. me. God dang it. I'm sorry for the mic noises. Collective cycles are everything here. You are caught between worlds, part of many, belonging to none. Changes are imminent. The air is buzzing with future currents. No rest, no quiet, no continuity. You verge on astounding things, held poised at the edge. You feel propelled by destiny to obsess upon where we all are now, where we came from, and especially where we are going. Gathering impressions towards the harvest, staying tuned for further developments, and knowing it's gonna come any moment now. I can feel it rising up. I love that for us. So this full moon, I feel like, is ending a collective cycle. Collective cycles are everything here. You are caught between two worlds, part of many, belonging to none. God, I feel that. And if I feel it, I know some of you do too. Part of so many worlds and not necessarily feeling like you belong to any. And if you have any kind of water placements, you long to belong to someone, or to belong to a community, a collective, to belong to something, to be a part of something. Not necessarily like belonging as in you want to fit in. There's, when you have a Cancer moon, when you have water placements, you know, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, there is an overwhelming desire to belong. And some of you may be rebelling against that fact. So just be careful of that. Changes are imminent. It's a full moon. The air is buzzing with future currents. No rest, no quiet, no continuity. You verge on astounding things, held poised at the edge. I feel like we can feel that, like, oh, we are walking on the razor's fucking edge of a new era, of a new life, of a new you, of a new love, of a new connection, of new depths in the connections that are present. We're walking a razor's edge, and I feel like that's why there's such palpable tension in the collective right now. But the sun is coming out, and everything's on the up and up. No matter, don't let them tell you any fucking different. Don't let the tariffs fucking distract you. Don't let all this administration bullshit distract you from the fact that things are on the up and up. This is a 9-year. 9s are endings. 9 is the hermit. We are on our own independent, individual, spiritual journey, having our own version of Into the Wild, really getting out of that like money hungry, money driven, capitalistic mindset. There's this anti-materialistic thing that's happening or developing in all of us. And though you may be pursuing money, though you may be, building businesses or, a cog in the wheel, however you see yourself, entrepreneurial, whatever's going on professionally for you, I feel like if you're watching this, you understand it's not about the money. And you understand the money is coming. The money is a byproduct of you doing your soul's work. Just don't let them fool you that money is what's going to make you happy. Money provides experiences, and it's an energy exchange. And yeah, there are certain experiences that you want to have that absolutely will make you happy, but money is not the foundation for an internal foundation of happiness. And I know you know that, but it just reminder. You feel propelled by destiny to obsess upon where we all are now, where we came from, hindsight, and especially where you're going. I don't know if that hits for anybody else, but that I think is the line that hits me the most. Feeling propelled by destiny. It's like, why do I don't care so much. Like, I've never given a fuck so much about where I'm going to be in the next year, or where I'm going to be in the next 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. But I feel this like push, but this pull from like something greater than me that's like, what are we doing and where are we going? And I need a plan and you need a plan, and I'm on a ship with no destination, and that's going to be, I feel like, released. That's coming up to be activated and released with this full moon in Libra. You feel propelled by destiny to obsess upon where we all are now, where we came from, and especially where we're going. Gathering impressions towards the harvest, full moon harvest, staying tuned for further developments, and knowing it's going to come at any moment now. I can feel it raising up. I love this book. Elias Lonsdale is the bee's knees. Hydrate. So, I got tienes preguntas, questions for this. So, breathe, relax. Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, please show us what relationships need to be released. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so eat the meat, leave the bones. Take what resonates. What relationships need to be released? The ones that are where you find yourself beating a dead horse. I feel like You know what's interesting is this doesn't feel like this is a specific relationship. I feel like there's something here about you need to release. It's not about releasing a relationship. It's not about breaking up. It's not about walking away or creating distance. There's something about releasing the victim that was brought up because of this relationship, that internal victimized version of yourself that was you realize had been in the driver's seat or had been in the back seat lurking for too long. There is a very wounded, confused, protective, dissociated version of you. Some of you, there's someone with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that you need to reevaluate this relationship or release this relationship, where you feel like a part of this thing killed you. But did it kill you or initiate a rebirth? You know, I feel like the relationship that you're like, that's bound up in fantasy, that you're in it because you have this fantasy of this is how things are going to be versus like loving the reality of what you have. If you can't envision yourself, your life with this like person, with this friend, with this job, with this thing, like if you can't envision, like, and not envision the version of them you want them to be. Can you envision yourself having this person exactly as they are today? Can you do that the rest of your life? Can you do that the next 10 years? But I feel like some of us have been in relationships that were meant to trigger stuff, meant to uproot pain, meant to like excavate aspects of ourselves. And doesn't mean it's forever. Who fucking cares? What matters is, did you get this fucking work? Did you get the lesson? Did you let love open you up? Did you let it rip you apart? Did it break your heart or did it break you open? And maybe it did a little of both. Maybe the breaking of your heart was what was needed to open you up. But either way, I feel like we have a clear vision of it, of our desired future. And all you need to do is make sure that you are doing your part to get one step closer to that. For those of you who are in a relationship and it feels like you have to just keep killing parts of yourself to stay in this, fuck that. If you feel like, if you're experiencing any kind of like emotional abuse or, you know, being spoken to in a way that is hurtful, being lied to repeatedly, cheated on repeatedly, dogged out, embarrassed, hurt, wounded repeatedly, stop that. If you feel like you have never known what the fuck is going on, if you feel like your shadow just gets activated and activated and activated, if you feel consistently confused, you don't know how this person feels about you, you don't know where you stand with them, you don't know what's going forward, you don't know what the shared goal is, you don't know what the end game is, you know, you just find yourself wading in the water of fantasy and wading in the waters of uncertainty, and I feel like I gotta pull teeth to no. So if you find yourself in that situation, let that shit go. But there's a difference between like relationships and like people and love. Like, it's supposed to trigger you, it's supposed to expose you in a different way, it's supposed to make you grow. Hurtful shit, no. Hurtful over and over, like, you know, like, then I don't mean like, oh, you disappointed me because you didn't hear me out and you forgot to bring the eggs home, or like you disappointed me and you you know, didn't I just feel like you know the difference. Don't make me come up with stupid examples. But there's a difference between like you are consistently fucking with my heart. And there is a difference between this love between us, this steady thing between us is expanding me and it's growing me, and that expansion is uncomfortable, but I'm blooming. There's a difference, and I think you know it. All right. What relationship dynamic needs to be released? The Five of Pentacles reverse. Stop trauma bonding. If you know you're in a trauma bond with somebody, let it the fuck go. If you feel like you are constantly having to play cat and save a hoe, like I'm having to take care of this person is so fucking wounded, and I just, I feel bad, I don't want to, leave them out in the cold, I don't want to leave them out. Stop. Because they'll never learn how to do it for themselves. They'll never grow up. They'll become dependent on you if they aren't already. If you find yourself in this, like, oh, we're both outcasts, we're both homeless, so we're both gonna be just like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what a trauma bond is at this point. I also feel like those of you who know you have an abandonment wound, just take a step back and take a step back and look at the string of relationships that you've been in. Are you attracting in people who keep poking at that abandonment wound? Are you just look at it? There's something there. Some of us don't even realize that we have abandonment wounds. And that's the thing. You can have both parents in the house, they can still be married and everything be wonderful and peachy keen, but abandonment wounds come in all different flavors and sizes and scents and shapes. You can have both parents in the house consistently and have a loving relationship exemplified for you and still have abandonment wounds. So just make sure that you're looking at that. But that, like, oh, I'm always taking the brunt of the storm, or this person always like brings me down, or I don't feel like I can fly as high or move at my pace that I want to move because this person is wounded or broken, but I feel responsible for them. I feel obligated to them. I do, like, just be careful. That's a slippery slope. Be careful of that. Like, we were in the trenches together, so I have to stay, or I have to do this. We both have been left out in the cold. We both have been mistreated. We both have, just be aware if you're in a trauma bond or not. Or if you keep being attracted to relationships that make you feel abandoned in some sort of way, people that make you feel like you have to self-abandon in some sort of way. Be careful. Okay, for the people in relationships, what relationship advice is needed? The Queen of Wands. Harness your physical, spiritual, and sexual energy into your vision. Like I said, there is no healthy we without a healthy me. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on your vision. Just because you're a we now doesn't mean that you have to abandon all of your dreams and start like hopping on someone else's bandwagon. Make sure you're still doing it for yourself. Make sure, and that's not selfish. Make sure that you're still pursuing your dreams, your goal, your vision, that you don't lose sight of who you are in this connection, that you don't lose sight of who you're trying to be. I also feel like let yourself be one of you may be in a relationship with somebody that's very popular or attractive, and that gets a lot of attention, and it may kind of like freak you out, but you have to get really masterful in understanding the source of your confidence, making sure that you're not seeking out external validation. that your sense of confidence comes from a place of knowing who you are and who protects you and who you're connected to. Understanding what the fuck you are. Sorry, this is not working anymore. I need this to be a little tighter. It's falling in my face. I also feel like someone else is making their dreams come true. Someone else is doing the work. Are you? Don't rely on this other person to just be the one like leading things. If you're in a relationship, especially if someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements is involved, I feel like be careful of burnout. Be careful of that was flipped over. Be careful of applying pressure, or there's this person I feel like is ready. One of you may be just really ready to move to the next level, move to the next state of things, ready to put their it's like they're going somewhere. Are they going that somewhere with you, or are they going to end up going that somewhere with somebody else? If you're in a relationship, is there a struggle with the power dynamic? This is a lot of fire. You know, we are in a fire season. Mercury and Venus are getting ready to go back into Aries. Mars is getting ready to go into Leo. There's about to be a lot of fire in the sky. It's about to be quite of a fiery time. So don't get it twisted thinking that it's okay to not do anything with that fire. No, it's being given to you. Fire is an element of spirit. It needs to be harnessed. It needs to be enveloping you. It needs to be interacted with. I feel like if you're in a relationship with the Queen of Wands coming out, I feel like there's a lot of physical, spiritual, sexual energy, and it needs to be put into something, not just this. For some of you, it's like put that physical, spiritual, sexual energy back into your relationship, into like creating physical, sexual intimacy. Some of you're good in that department in your relationship, and it's like, don't forget your goals, don't forget your dreams, don't forget your aspirations. It's time to get to work. All right, for those that are single, what is the advice for those that are single for this full moon in Libra 2025? What's the advice for my singles? The Nine of Swords reversed. Trouble don't last always. You had to go through this very uncomfortable, very torturous dark night of the soul. A lot of outdated thought processes and mindsets and behaviors have been uprooted out of you. This shit has hurt. Some of you have been through some really painful, uncomfortable experiences, feeling rejected, feeling alone, especially if it involves somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, maybe Capricorn as well. I feel like some of you have gone through like your own personal hell. And with the Nine of Swords reversed, we want that card reversed. That means you're at the end of it. One more, please, for our singles. But make sure that you extract the data from the darkness. Don't let yourself just go through all that bullshit and not come out wiser, not come out more experienced, not let yourself like be in the fullness of the wisdom that you've acquired from all this darkness, from all this heaviness, from all this loneliness for some of us. For the singles. This old emotional cycle had to be, it's almost like we were getting in our own way because we had been evading that Nine of Swords, dark night of the soul energy. And the last 9-10 months, hell, maybe even the last 9-10 years, I feel like you really have gotten over it. Something, it's like, it's really over. The emotional outpouring had to happen. All this uncomfortability had to happen. There's something about like letting something go, being willing to let the bullshit go, being willing to feel all your feelings so that it could be released from you. And getting to a point where you feel really, really proud of how you handled all that darkness. Really proud of how you've handled yourself. All right, this is something I want to ask. What's, for those who are in a relationship, what's coming in for the relationship? What's coming in for those who are in a relationship? What's coming in for their relationship? The Hierophant and the Two of Cups reverse. Some of y'all are deepening your bond. Some of you are getting engaged, getting married. You're getting on the same page about traditions, about commitment. And some of you getting on that same page means you're breaking up. All right, so what's coming in for the people who are single? Actually, that didn't come out. What's coming in for the people that are single? The end of the heartbreak. It's like for the single people, it's like the divine just wants you to know it's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's almost over. It's almost over. It's almost over. Just let it out. Get it out. Do your part. Do your work. Do the shadow work. Let yourself really fucking feel all this stuff. Let yourself really be honest about what it is you want. Let this shit end. Quit holding on to this stuff. Because a new love is coming in, a new crush, new feelings, a development of feelings, the initial stages of a new creative project. There may be somebody a little younger coming in trying to boost you up. This also could be a new take on old love. I feel like some of you get an apology. Some of you get that fucking apology that you've been waiting for or wanting, but at this point, that's what it is. The divine got you to the point where you didn't need the apology anymore. You gave yourself the closure, because the only closure that ever will really matter, or that you'll ever really like, the only way to give yourself closure is to know you did your best. You did everything. I came fucking correct. I showed up with my heart open. I loved the way I know I was supposed to love. I was open and receptive. I did everything that I was supposed to do. I tried when I didn't want to. I gave when I was scared to. I showed up. And you knowing that you showed up to the best of your ability is the only closure that you'll ever need. Period. Hydrate. All right. So now that all that is leaving, what is coming in after this old cycle? What's next? Source, please reveal to us what's next. What's coming in? That was the Hangman, but it didn't feel like that was it. It didn't feel like I was supposed to take that card. The Wheel of Fortune. A turning point is coming in. You being able to read the signs, the wonders, the synchronicities, you have learned so much. There's expansion that's coming in. There's this like twist of fate, this sense of destiny, this understanding that everything is happening as it's supposed to. Destiny is coming in next. Something that is destined for you. And something that may feel like a soulmate connection, like we've done this before. Someone that wants to offer you something real, substantial, a real connection, a real new start. For some of you, pregnancy. For some of you, becoming a spouse. For some of you, becoming someone's wife, someone's husband, someone's spouse, however, whatever y'all like to call it nowadays. I don't know. I'm too old to keep up with the new lingo. But I feel like what's coming in next for a lot of us is something that's been fucking fated. Our fate, our destiny is coming in. I'm really tempted to clarify that, but I just feel like God's like, are you going to keep being that? Are you really that nosy? Or are you going to let yourself enjoy? That's something here that's a thing that we've been working on this year. Who do you want to be in the face of uncertainty? How do you want to show up? Understanding that uncertainty is a constant. And I know a lot of you come to tarot and astrology to get some sense of certainty, and all we can do is reveal to you how strong you are to endure it. That you were built to face uncertainty. You were built to breaststroke in the fucking waters of the unknown. You have everything that you need. You know that, right? Now it's time to make it happen. Stop being scared. Let yourself be bold. Let yourself be vulnerable. Go after what it is you want. Shoot your motherfucking shot. Trust and believe. God got you. What's for you can't miss you. And by way of the Almighty, you are worthy. And you will understand that you are worthy of having what it is that you want. I love you. And I'm proud of you. We will be taken care of.